It reminds me of a quote from The Sun Also Rises. A character is asked, "How did you go bankrupt?" "Two ways," he said. "First gradually, then suddenly." That's how it happens. So we've seen disruption in so many industries, in music, in limos, in payments. The world is being disrupted. And despite the examples that I made in 15 years of speaking of the companies who've been disrupted, US Steel, Blockbuster, and talking about the disruptors, Uber and Travelocity, sometimes people don't get it. They still think everything is great. You see, for them, there's no burning platform. You know the burning platform story, that it took a burning platform to cause some of the oil workers to jump off, to take that risk, and they lived. The others stayed and they didn't. But sometimes disruption sneaks up on you. Today, we definitely have a disruption. I'm not going to have to convince people anymore that business is being disrupted. And leaders are worried. They're worried about how the virus has transformed the way Americans spend money. My industry, the travel industry, down over 98%. And guess what? Digital disruption isn't slowing. If anything, it's accelerating. So we've got all kinds of disruption that we're facing in business. And I want to talk about disruption today in the lens of post-COVID. So I'm going to add some post-COVID examples for you as we go through the talk. Now, things are moving faster. There's no question. I get up in the morning and I feel like that guy in the rocket sled, that guy whose face is being ripped off by the forces of change. And disruption isn't singular, it's plural. There are lots of disruptions, mostly because we're so well connected today. You know, it took 75 years for the telephone to reach 100 million users. Pokemon Go did it in 15 days. That's because disruptions are connected. Let's look at a connected disruption. Take self-driving cars. A lot of people think it will disrupt truck drivers, right? The #1 employment for high school educated males. But what about insurance? Insurance is based on actuarial tables. Now it's going to be based on data, on exactly how you drove. It's upending the insurance business. Parking, you're not going to park. You're going to send your car home and call it back when you need it. Auto repair, I have a Tesla. There's nothing to fix. 3 years in, I've never really had a maintenance program on the car. Real estate being redesigned. Deliveries being reimagined with drones. Hotels, well, honey, let's just sleep in the car. We're almost to Vegas, right? Hospitals, the #3 reason for emergency room visits is car wrecks. That's going to go down with self-driving cars, right? Billboards, a multi-billion-dollar industry. Who's going to be looking out the window anymore? Kids already don't, but the driver won't have to either. Even traffic cops. Who are you going to arrest? Elon? So all this disruption just caused by one innovation. And there are hundreds of examples like this. So I want to talk about who and what is likely to disrupt you. And more importantly, what can you do about it? What can you do about it?